if I would ask you right now, what time of the day do we have?
Nighttime.
Actually, I would now say, but I don't think so. It is nighttime because we are sitting right now here in Otterberg and are localized and are answering from our perspective being here. But let's say the real answer would be it's day and night at the same time. It's based on from which perspective are you talking about. Now the funny part is it has always been like this. But things seem different for us. We think that right now we are alive. Right now this is life. We are alive. Later, hopefully 50 years later, then comes death. So what is it that we are, let's say, thinking that life and death is something which happens chronologically? Life and death, both of them, is here right now. In the media, every day it happens. People die from one second to another, out of whatever reason. How we come up with the idea that death would be something that comes way after. I prefer to not even think in these terms of death comes later, what comes later. I focus on what I can do right now with what has been given to me. This is what matters to me. So one way how I took this thinking process out for myself and what it means for me is automatically when some thought like this gets really deep into you, what automatically happens is you appreciate the lifetime right now more and you are more careful about what you do. Those two things automatically start to arise in the moment this thought enters into your flesh and blood. It's impossible to become peaceful like this.
How do we find peace?
So, at least I'm happy you didn't ask how do we find happiness, because my search, in a way, I stopped searching for that term or the fulfillment of happiness, because it might just not be there. It might just be a word for another illusion, for another concept that we have maybe put into ourselves that needs to be achieved somehow. Let's just assume this happiness, whatever it is, would mean that there is something fluctuating, uprising outwards, upwards, happiness, joy, like that euphoric feeling. So there is movement. There is movement in whatever direction, doesn't matter. Wherever you have movement, you always have counter movement. It is that picture if you have a lake, an ocean, and that ocean is still, or that water is standing still. If you start to tap on it, you will have up ripples and down ripples. If you don't want to have ripples, you cannot touch it. Don't push, don't pull. If you see something that you like, of course in that moment you can enjoy it, that it's there. And you can fully immerse yourself in that moment when it is there. But just as it is leaving, you also return back to what is now real. And real is not that you wish it would still be here, because it's not. It just left you. That's why to learn to be fully present, when something is being offered, you take it. When something is moving on, you let it move on without attaching yourself to it. It's not that you are not taking full part of life. It's the opposite. That you watch into life and you realize it is like this. We will never have a world that will always be peaceful. That one does not exist. We have to learn and take the world as it is. So, and very similar, it is now with that idea of, if you think happiness is something which is uprising, then it just means in the moment you feel that uprising, sooner or later you will feel its counterforce, which is the decline of something. So no, happiness is not what we're looking for. But peace is something different. Peace for me is there is something unmovable, unshakable inside of you, regardless of the circumstances. So you found a place that you can, let's say, mentally go to, where you feel there is nothing fluctuating, regardless of what's happening out there. Because you found something about you. You found something that nothing can be added to it because it's complete already, and nothing can be taken away from it because there's nothing you can lose. If something like this starts to arise in the way of your perception, I think that is a state which is peaceful and gives you that peace of mind. Because what should you worry about if there is nothing to worry? Of course, no, many people will say, yeah, but I have a child that I need to take care of. This is at the moment not the level that I mean. It's something different. It's a very deep level of feeling. You know it can't go wrong. Does it make sense? Like, there is no fear. There is no fear. There is, in this field of fluctuation, when you have the up and downs, it's the same like when you have the life and the death still chronologically after another. All of these expressions for me is very, very similar. As long as there is movement, you will always be confronted with this idea of dualism, with the existence of like both sides. So, peace means there is something stable about you, no matter if around you things seem to fluctuate. There is still amongst the fluctuation something still there. And if you have access to that, if you can center yourself, if you can calm yourself, calm the mind, it means stop the movement. Stop the movement, and you will enter at peace.